post this. Even if you have seen it, it's a good reminder to watch it again.
Use Google, is that okay?
You can use Google to get it. It's a great.
Let me give you a little.
Thank you.
Let me give you a little backdrop on this video. I was doing a gallery show in New York City, which reflected 40 years of my graffiti photography. A lot of people don't know.
Is it long? 13 minutes?
Yeah, it's long, but
I'm just.
I can take it
Sure
right.
that's the right one.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. The gallery show was my graffiti work. And there was like 500 people in. Everybody wanted to talk to me and tell me a life story and give me a hug and a gift. You know, it was cool. But I needed air, so I went downstairs. They're upstairs drinking wine and eating cheese. You know how the gallery shows go. Everybody's got the cool hats, you know. I went downstairs and there's a guy standing there smoking a cigarette in the rain, and he had a Liverpool accent. And we started to talk, and he said he loved my work, he knew about my work, and I asked him, what did he do? He said, he's a guitarist. So I asked him, really? And we started to talk. I said, what are you doing tomorrow? And he said, nothing. Why? I'm here just for a few days from Liverpool. I said, how would you like to meet the most beautiful woman in the world? How many of you guys would like to meet the most? Can I see some hands? I got one guy, 2, 3, complex, 4, 5, okay. Put up 2 hands. This is the most beautiful woman in the world. So he said, sure. I said, and you might want to jam with her. He said, great, I'll bring my guitar. So I brought him to what is now one of the most iconic singers in the world, who escaped from Tibet by climbing over the Himalayan mountains with her 2-year-old baby on her back. We went to her house, and my friend Mike Badger, young Chen Lamo, and a brother from Morocco were together in that room, and they were jamming, they were making music. And Mike said, hey, why don't you get on the cut? I said, I'm the photographer, you're all the musicians. There's a line, you all make the music, I document, everything's cool. So then the drummer from Morocco came up, and he asked me, and I told him the same thing. But then the sister from Tibet came, and I could not say no to her. I said, what do you want me to do? I'm not going to sing. A dancer ain't going to dance, and I don't play no musical instrument. Why should I be on that? She said, you just speak. And she has a thick accent. Her English is not great, but she said, you talk. So that's the story. And I forgot about it. 8 years later, he brought me to Liverpool. I did a massive gallery show, and he brought me to the home of the man who put the Beatles together. And there was a whole, everything Beatles, and there was a whole table full of CDs, albums, everything. And he said, would you like to hear something? I said, damn right. I was hoping to hear some unreleased John Lennon. He put it on, and this is what was on there. And 2 years later, him and his son did the video for this. And I think this tells you everything that you need to know about my mindset and about where we're at and where we're going and what we need to do as human beings on this earth. Go ahead.
If you've seen this before, if you haven't seen it before, I invite you to just join in the highest level of the present moment and just focus and meditate on this.
Crucial. And we're talking about my role on this planet, which is to be an alarm clock, a big red alarm clock, not a leader, not a spiritual this or a political that, but an alarm clock just to wake people up and let people know it's very close to midnight. And we all turn into pumpkins, and they turn out the lights and take away the power and the food, and the money's not worth anything. The electricity stops running. At least they think it does. The power gets stronger than ever. And all you have to do is take away the technology, what John Trudell calls technologic things, technology, no logic, but very technical. All you have to do is take away the electricity and watch everything just their whole society fall apart. Because their whole society is a plug-in society. Ours is a plug-out society. So you just need to smile when you think about that. The more they plug in, and the more we plug into them, the more subservient we are to them. What we have to do is unplug. Just watch, a few months ago in New York, they unplugged, and everything started crumbling. But it was only for a few hours. If they unplug for a few days, women will be eating their babies. Things are going to get real strange, and real soon. As John Lennon said, there's UFOs over New York, and I'm not half surprised. Well, he hasn't seen half of them before he left. There's more now than ever. And the motherships are here for a very specific reason, and always have been, and they've always been part of our history and culture. Every culture has talked about the mothership, and they don't call it the mothership by accident. Notice they never mention a fathership. Okay, the father's out getting food. The mother's trying to instill wisdom, so when they call them motherships, these guys are going to be playing sitars inside the motherships. Think about that. That's why they call them the motherships, and they open up and they have all these baby ships that actually come down, because the mothership has been seen a lot in the last few years, and it's huge. It's miles long. It's like a house in the sky. It's like a city. It's the size of a city, and they call that the mothership. Well, some of us are plugged into the mothership. Some of us are plugged into bullshit, and the people that are plugged into the bullshit need to get connected to the mothership. And as they start unplugging, only those of us who are plugged into the mothership are going to have access to power. Power is an interesting word, because we're not talking about fight, might, fight, light, right. We're talking about pure energy. And it's all connected. All the energies, the music, the art, the water, the sky, the earth, the animals. I can walk into a field with animals, and animals come to me. So I know how to communicate with the animals, which is very simply by understanding I'm an animal, and understanding the connection between us and the animals, and understanding the oneness between all of us. That's why they call it the mothership. And we have to fight this disease, this virus that's coming around, called CSDS, which is hurting us so badly. It's a disease, and it's killing our children and our old folks. It's called CSDS, which is Common Sense Deficiency Syndrome. That's where people see motherships and they tell you you're crazy. That's where people have ideas about hemp and life and food, and they tell you you're weak. And we have ideas about music that's global, and they tell us we're utopian. And they laugh at us because we don't want to be plugged in. We want to disconnect. We need to disconnect. We must disconnect from their boat, which is sinking. We need to just jump into the water and be away from their boat, so that when their boat goes down, it doesn't pull us down with it. And we're talking about a cosmic boat, an ark. And the ark is coming. And that's what the mothership is, an ark. And it's trying to find the 140,000. And you all know about the 140,000. It's the elect, the elders, the children, those who have chosen to disconnect, those who have chosen to find light in darkness and light within light, and a brighter light, a true light, brighter than sunlight. It's the cosmic light. It's the light that caused creation, all the creations, all the universes, throughout time, all the earths, all the planets, all the suns. Every day they're finding out there's billions and billions of more suns and more planets and more galaxies. And life is spread throughout all these galaxies. And that's the life that we need to connect to, because now we need to disconnect, and rapidly, very rapidly. We need to look at the clock and know the time, and look at the prophecies. Look at the warnings of the white buffalo in the 7th generation. Look at the earth. Look at our disconnection from the earth. Look at our spirit and our disconnection from the spirit. Look at the mother force and our disconnection from the mother force. at the sun. Take your sunglasses off and look up into the sun and look at the light. Look at the light. Become part of the light. That's all you have to do on this earth, is love one another and be connected to the earth and the light from the sun. And then you get away from the earth and you become part of something cosmic and glowing, something much more important than money or clothes or food or what you wear or what you dress or what you think someone thinks of you. This goes past thinking, this goes into feeling, this goes into the idea of survival of us as a race, and goes into the concept of us as human beings. And the hardest part of being a human being is being human. And understanding that being human, you also have a connection with one link to the animal world and one link to the Godhead. And when you connect that link, you realize that you're the piece just below the angels who are just connected to God. And you're connected to God and the angels and the animals. And when you make that connection and you realize who you are and how sacred you are and how destiny can let you rise up high like a cloud or pull away and sink down lower than the bottom of the ocean, you have to make a choice. You have to make an individual choice. You have to say, I want to be part of the light. When you choose to become part of the light, when you choose to try to understand your place in the cosmos, in the universe, on this planet, even how you treat animals. Do you treat animals with respect? Do you treat one another with respect? Do you treat yourself with respect? Do you wake up each morning with a smile or a frown? Do you wake up each morning and the first two words out of your mouth are thank you? And the second two words out of your mouth are thank you. And the next two words out of your mouth are thank you. And all day, everything that you encounter, whether it's flowers or children, or rain, or pain, or horror, you say thank you. And you have to understand that the reason we're here, the only reason we're here, is to learn and to make an adjustment in our karmic level so that we can learn and build. And we're here. Everything that we do is a test. Our relationships with friends and family and lovers is a test. Our relationship with money is a test. Our relationship with music and art and God is a test. Everything is a test. The good is a test. The bad is a test. Sometimes if they want to test you, what they have to do is not punish you or give you pain, but give you pleasure and joy and see if it makes you disillusioned. See if you realize that fame and wealth are both equally unimportant and equally fake. Neither one of them are to be what they seem. And when you look at all the connections that we have, all the powers that we have the powers to heal, we have the powers to see into the future, we have the powers to look into another person's heart, we have the power to change our destiny. This is true power, and we're losing our power. We need to get reconnected to our power as a people, as a race, as human beings, which is about being human. And we have to learn how to love one another, how to embrace one another, how to smile at one another, how to enjoy one another, how to vibe with one another, how to just make this planet a place that we want to get up each morning and raise our children in. And the children, let's talk about the children. We have to first feed the children, and not just food, but we have to give them food. But not just food, we also have to give them spiritual food. We have to give them energy. We have to teach them how wonderful this life is. And we have to teach them the beauty, and we have to teach them there's more to life than just food. And the food is deeper, it's a deeper food. It's a food that keeps us whole and keeps us connected. And each morning when we get up, we have to embrace the sun and say thank you. And we have to embrace the earth and say thank you to Mother Earth. And we have to say thank you to the animals. And we have to say thank you to the birds who bring us music. And we have to say thank you to the insects who pollinate our plants and keep the earth alive. And we have to say thank you to the trees and realize what a magic world this is, that trees give us oxygen, and without the trees we would not be alive. So we have to learn how to say two words and mean them, and those two words are thank you, 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 thank you,
That's
Thank
young
you.
Chen Ronald
Thank
singing
you.
in the
There's no
background.
reason why the human body should die if you don't punish it. We can live to be 120, 130 and still be strong and still be making babies and still be able to go out and make food and hunt and live and breathe. There's no reason that we should die at 30 or 40 or 50 or 60. There's no reason why the human body should die. We have to respect our bodies and we can live to be strong. Each year that I'm on this earth, I get stronger. Because I know how to say thank you and I take nothing for granted. Every day is a blessing. Every day is another day. 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 Every day is a mother day. Every day is another day. Every day is a mother day. Every day is a mother day for the mothership for another day. For you to say thank you, 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 thank you for the little ones, thank you for the big ones, thank you for the oxygen from the trees, from the birds, from the flowers, from the insects. Thank you, 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 thank you.
I know there's going to be a lot of questions after that.
It's on YouTube, and it's called Thank You. And I'm sitting in Liverpool in the house of, I'm sitting in Liverpool in the house of Brian Epstein, who brought the Beatles together. Listening to myself and standing there and saying, okay, you've had a great life, you've had a strange life, but this is strange, man. This cat brought the Beatles together, you know, and they worked on it. And the side story to this is that the man, Mike Badger, who did that video, put it together, did it with his son, Ray, that I met in the rain at my gallery show. Him and his son, because his son was 17, you know, 17-year-olds don't want to be hanging out with dad, that ain't too cool. But they worked together on a month to make that video, and during that time they fell in love with each other again, him and his son. So beauty happened because of that. Think about that.